The opportunity to study abroad has been something I've dreamed of for years. And now to finally be here in Paris feels so surreal. Just a week ago, I was at home watching Audrey Hepburn roam these very streets. Now I'm standing where she once stood, feeling that same unexplainable excitement. The city is alive with history, culture, art, and life. I can't afford to waste a single moment of the time I have here, and I definitely don't intend to. In this first vlog, I'll share my experiences from my first week in France, exploring both Paris and the charming city of Bordeaux with my mom and older sister. Having them by my side made this transition even more special and set the tone for the adventure ahead as I begin to find my way in this new city and all it has to offer. So, hi, my name's Emma, and this is my very first vlog. I've always dreamed of doing this. I've watched vlogs forever, and I've always told myself that when you study abroad, you have to do it to document everything so you have it to look back on and enjoy for years to come. So I'm actually forcing myself to do it right now, and it's been so much fun so far. I vlogged my entire week with my mom and my older sister. They kind of helped me get situated here in Paris, and we did a little bit of exploring around Paris, but then also went to Bordeaux for a little bit, and it was like absolutely lovely. I'm literally like looking at flights to go back to trains to go back to Bordeaux like as soon as possible. It's so beautiful, but also like I'm living in Paris and I haven't stopped smiling since I got here. Genuinely, it's unreal. But yeah, so I hope to share with you my experience like abroad and to show all the highlights and the fun parts, but also be really honest about how I'm feeling and all the things. When I first got here, I was pretty anxious, like the very first day, but I hadn't slept at all on the flight, and so I mean that definitely like got me a little bit more emotional. But since I've been here now alone since my mom and sister left for like 3 days. And I've gone out exploring every day, like walking hours in the rain just because I'm loving like being here. And it's raining today. I'm about to go outside. I've just made myself a little lunch. Did some, of course, avocado toast. It actually looks really good. I'm excited. But yeah, so right now it's just pure excitement. I'm sure like there will be some stressful times with classes. I'm doing 6. I'm actually doing some master's classes as well while I'm here, which is very exciting for me. But yeah, ultimately, my top priority is to learn French, so you guys can follow along on that journey with me. I've been trying to dedicate at least an hour a day to practicing. But yeah, and I'm also trying to just be a little bit more intentional, like making these videos to document my time, but I'm also journaling and writing down things and making lists and planning out things to schedule for the next several months so I can just soak up and absorb as much as possible while I'm here. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video, and I had so much fun making it. Our first day in Paris, my mom and I went straight out exploring after a very long sleepless flight. There was only one combo that could cure our jet lag and prep us for lots of sightseeing: espresso and crepes. We found the cutest little creperie near where we were staying and wiped our plates completely clean. I will definitely be returning in the coming months. Over Mom's 3rd cappuccino, we made our plans to visit the Luxembourg Gardens. So we are in the Luxembourg Gardens right now. Mom has her drink she's finishing, but it's my first time here and it's so beautiful. So beautiful. Super excited, but we're just hanging out here and walking around a little bit, and then we are going to go to Luis Carmen because my friend Emma Carpenter told me about the journals there, and I can't wait to hopefully get to make one myself. But yeah, it's such a beautiful day. The weather is literally perfect. I feel so grateful. After a bit of walking around and exploring, Mom and I enjoyed a glass of wine together in a quiet side street. We ended the night at the loveliest little Italian restaurant with a picture-perfect view of the Eiffel Tower. While Mom slipped away to the bathroom, I made sure to let our waiter know we were celebrating her birthday, as you simply must celebrate once in the States and once in Paris. That night, we set our alarms and collapsed into bed, exhausted but excited for the day ahead. The following morning, we began our day at an Australian brunch cafe called Bordeaux. Mom and I had the most incredible meals, and with stomachs full, we spent the next couple hours wandering around Montmartre, enjoying the city from new heights. Our next adventure was by far one of my favorites of the entire trip. We learned how to make authentic apple tarts and madeleines from French women in Montmartre. It was the most just magical experience from start to finish. I love baking and have grown up baking with my mom, and it's a love that we've always shared. So being able to do something like this together in Paris was just so magical. And I must say, the apple tart was definitely the best thing I've ever made in my life. I devoured it in record time and wanted more, honestly, so I will be back in the kitchen trying my best to recreate that real soon. Mom and I spent several hours wandering the Impressionism halls of Musée d'Orsay. I love this museum because it feels so much more digestible and calm compared to others like the Louvre, which can feel a bit overwhelming. We then excitedly took a cab to meet up with my sister Catherine, who had just taken the train from England to enjoy several days with us in Bordeaux. Much to the amusement of our waiter, we returned to the same Italian restaurant as the night before, because we felt we had to show Catherine our new favorite spot. The next morning began quite early as we caught our train into Bordeaux and then headed straight for a much-needed brunch at Books and Coffee. As a yogurt bowl connoisseur, I must say these were top-notch. After rounds of espresso and sweet waffles, we left to meet up with a young local who took us around the old city, sharing the interesting history of its architecture, periods of British rule, and deeply rooted wine culture. We then decided to take part in a little boat tour around the city, but learned very quickly that the best part of this tour was by far the free wine and cannelé pastries served on board. We ate dinner at this very fancy new French concept restaurant that was recommended to us by many locals. In a spirit of trying new things, Mom and I ordered the beef tartare, but quickly realized this was not quite the dish for us. To remedy this mistake, we spent the rest of the night hunting down our sweet treats of choice. For Catherine and Mom, crepes, and for me, pistachio gelato. Catherine, Mom, and I had so much fun just laughing and reminiscing on memories of past travels. Most beautiful balcony view. so I just wanted to like jump on real quick and tell you a little bit about the day. I want to do a montage because I just feel like I needed to chat with you to kind of explain what we did this day. It was probably my favorite day of the trip. So we did a food tour around Bordeaux, and it was just like the most fun experience ever. It was a 3-hour long tour, but it like we all like kind of bonded, like the group of just the most random eclectic group of people, and we all just had such a fun time like eating, drinking, and getting to know each other. So it was me, my mom, and my sister. It was a girl from London who was solo traveling for like months on end and just super cool, doing charity work and volunteer work in different like places she lived. And there was an Australian guy who was just super tall and super nice, like the nicest guy you probably ever would meet. He had a like a partner and kids back in Australia, and he was just meeting up with his dad to travel. There was a German couple that were so sweet, a little bit reserved, but super kind. And then our favorite of the group by far was this couple, a woman from England who had married a guy who was from Virginia, and they were just the funniest. Like they pretty much spent like all their money just booking trips and traveling the world, like doing it right. And she was just like such a character. She had the coolest outfit on and just was so like such a fun time. But she definitely like ran the ship, and he was just so happy to like be along for the ride. Like she would pick out what he was eating so that she could eat that as well. And yeah, no, it was just so funny. Like the dynamic reminded me a lot of kind of my parents in some ways, and we just had a great time getting to know them and chatting, and like also hearing about like, that's the most beautiful thing about travel, I think, is like meeting people from different backgrounds, different experiences, and getting to hear about their life. Like that is what I love so much, like hearing about like life in Australia and how he wakes up at like 5 a.m. to go surfing and he loves it, and like to hear about his obsession with like coffee culture, the woman who's traveling the world from London, how she's going to Japan. Like it's just so cool to have that opportunity to meet so many people and hear about their experiences and just learn. Like that, at the end of the day, traveling is just such an amazing opportunity to learn. So that was so much fun. We went to also my favorite store in the world, the Rouge store. I've been obsessed with it forever and always like wanted to go to a store. So we went and I got a Rouge little lip palette. I've literally used it every single day since. It's so fun because I'll just show you. You can like mix up the shades. So it's like a beautiful little palette, and you have 4 colors. And so you can just like mix up the shades depending on your mood, your outfit, your vibe. I love it. So it's my favorite little souvenir so far. And so I showed Mom and Catherine that store, and the woman who was working told us we needed to go to Le Jardin Public, I believe is how you pronounce it. So we went there, and it was honestly, I think, my favorite like park I've been to in the world. Maybe it was just because the day was perfect and I just loved it. It was so beautiful. They had a beautiful cafe and terrace that we sat out at and enjoyed like food, and it was just lovely. Like so many young families taking their kids to the park, like old couples sitting and reading next to each other side by side. If you're in Bordeaux, I would definitely not miss that park. It's beautiful. We had kind of a like chill evening. We went to La Carreau, which was phenomenal, like traditional French cuisine, but super cool, the ambiance was amazing. It was really, really tasty dinner. So that was that day, and probably my favorite day of the trip. So I just wanted to pop in and give you that context.
Our final day in Bordeaux was one of our most anticipated, as we were set to embark on a wine tasting tour, visiting 2 of the most esteemed chateaux in the area. We got ready quickly and grabbed some croissants to enjoy on the road, as we passed through vineyard after vineyard. The first chateau was so beautiful and peaceful. We were visiting about a week before the big harvest, so everyone was beginning to get quite excited for the busy days ahead. We learned that every year, individual chateaus will throw big harvest parties once the work is complete to celebrate the fruits of their hard labor. While the Bordeaux wine industry is known worldwide for its prestige, it was endearing to learn that it is also one that has been historically centered around tradition, family, and community. After charcuterie lunch at the chateau, we visited the quaint town of Saint-Emilion. It was such a sweet and quiet town, and every street seemed to be lined with wine shop after wine shop. Truly, I did not see any shop that was for souvenirs or groceries or literally anything else. We then hopped back in the van for our final chateau of the trip. I actually wanted to live here. The color scheme and blue trim paired with the minimalistic interior, literally a dream. After our now third round of wine tastings, we were all feeling a bit sleepy and completely crashed on our way back to Bordeaux. We made it back just in time to grab a meal and Mom to grab a sweet treat before our train back to Paris. We said our dreaded goodbyes to Mom the following morning, and Catherine and I agreed to do our final send-off with crepes before the big move-in. If there's one thing that unites us like no other, it's crepes.
I just moved into my new apartment and I can't even believe this is real. I just got back from getting my first round of groceries, but oh my gosh, like look at this. You can't even really see it well, but I will show like other videos later, but the view is just unreal and I can't believe this is happening. But I'm gonna get all my groceries unloaded now. That's the first task, and then yeah, I'm gonna maybe have a little quiet night, do a little bit more journaling. I was journaling yesterday on the train ride, but I'm gonna keep that up, make some dinner, and have like a cozy night. I'm so excited in my new apartment in Paris. All my groceries here, we're gonna unload them and then get cozy and get cooking.